Hello everyone, today's video I am going to be talking about why I have decided to go digital note taking this year rather than the traditional pen and paper task like I have done for the previous years. Just before I get into it though, I make references to using my iPad, but by no means does that mean that you have to use an iPad for digital note taking. Digital note taking can easily be done on laptops, other tablets, other phones, even like your desktop. But obviously there's some benefits not using your desktop, which I'll get into. But yeah, I just want to get that out of the way because I know a lot of people, when they talk about digital note taking, they talk about an iPad and they kind of make it seem like you have to have an iPad. I just want to make it very, very clearly, you don't have to have an iPad. Starting off the beginning of note taking is just the general ease of use. Obviously, pen and paper is very easy to use. So is digital note taking. You can use an Apple Pencil or stylus of your choice and handwrite, but you also have the benefit of the keyboard. Even though I use an iPad, I still prefer to use a keyboard. It's a lot faster for me. My handwriting is terribly, terribly messy, and that is just escalated, I feel like, in digital note taking. Maybe if I got used to it a bit longer, maybe that wouldn't be the case. But for now, stylus is a no-go for me. Although it is very, very handy for drawing some things if I need to draw out something, obviously. But yeah, the ease of use is very, very simple. Keyboard or a pen as such. My next step is probably accessibility. When you do the traditional method, you tend to, as I have done in the previous years, is have several books all about the same subject or module or whatever you're studying. It is like separated through different books. The best thing about digital note taking is that it tends to be all in the same place or all accessible from what you want. So, for example, all my note taking is now on my iPad. So all I need to take is my very, very thin iPad, and I've got every note I've taken this year. That is a huge benefit for when I'm going away or something like that, because instead of taking several books and my laptop to be able to study, I can simply just take my iPad. Not only can I have access to all my notes, but I can also take notes on my iPad. Same with a laptop. And that is just such a huge benefit rather than taking a bag of different books and different textbooks. That's just one book. I have 6 books this year that size. If I was to go anywhere, I can't really take all 6 books because they'd weigh a ton. However, with digital note taking with digital note taking, I can just take just one piece of equipment and I have access to everything, as well as being able to take notes, which is excellent. The next benefit is organisation. Like I said before, traditionally you would have several books of different modules. If all those modules are part of the same subject, you have to sort into different piles. But with digital note taking, you can basically create your own file system. You can create different books, different sections for your modules, different topics. You can give them different titles, and all that just helps it to be very, very organised. You know exactly what each note section is about, and you can quickly get to the section you want. There's nothing worse than knowing you need to go back to unit 7.2 and then having to flick through your notepad about 50 times while you skim through it trying to find the section that you want. If you've labelled your note section for that module 7.2, you can go straight there. You've got exactly what you want. It's a lot easier and a lot quicker, and for someone who's naturally messy like myself, it's just a lot more thought out and easier to understand. The fourth part of it is kind of linked to organisation. For me, it's having the benefit of being able to search all my notes. So obviously, again, pen and paper, you have to flick through and skim read everything until you get to the section you want. For digital note taking, you can literally just search the entire document or documents for a certain word. This again, it doesn't really matter which note-taking app or software that you use. If you use Microsoft Word, there's obviously Word Finder. If you use stuff like GoodNotes and Notability or OneNote, they all have their own note searching, and also Notability, OneNote and GoodNotes can also recognize handwriting. So if you handwrite whatever and you have messy handwriting like myself, even if you search for that word, it will still come up. It still recognizes the handwriting, which is excellent. Obviously, stuff from Microsoft Word, it just uses text, which works perfectly fine as well. But yeah, just having that option to just be able to know exactly which word or topic you need, and you know it's somewhere in there, or you don't want to have to go through all your different sections to find the right section. You can literally just search, and you can search several documents at once, and it'll come up and say which section you want, and you can just find it quickly just like that. Which is obviously a massive benefit, especially when it comes back to like revising or anything like that. The final point for me is that you can have backups of your notes, which is hugely benefit. If you have your books and your books get ruined, or you lose a book for whatever reason, that's it. Your notes are gone. It's over. For me, I take notes on my iPad and I use the application OneNote. If you want a video on that, let me know. And then when my notes section is done, I export that note as a PDF and I upload it to Google Drive. So on Google Drive, which I can access on my iPad, my computer, my phone, and pretty much any electronic device, I can then have access to their notes. So even if I'm somewhere and I don't have access to my iPad, I can still access the notes, which is a huge benefit, especially like last minute revision, maybe for an exam. While you're waiting for the exam, you want to quickly look up something, you can just go on your phone, you can see what notes you want, you can have a look and just rethink it. You're not searching through books or having to take books with you. It's a huge benefit. Obviously that does require an internet connection, but you can also store copies on like hard drives and memory sticks. You could just put a copy straight on your phone anyway, so you don't need that internet connection. I just use Google Drive just because, like I say, it's accessible on all computers, which makes it a huge benefit. And obviously the other benefit of using something like Google Drive is the fact that if your equipment breaks, if my iPad just breaks right now, I still have access to all my notes. And same with applications such as OneNote, which is synchronized online anyway. They back it up themselves anyway, providing you're signed in. So even if, like I say, my iPad breaks now, I can go on my computer, go on OneNote, and all my notes should just be there anyway, just how I left them, which is a huge benefit. And like again, someone as clumsy as me, having the ability to know that if I mess up, it's still all safe and I can just read it whenever is massive. So that is my points on digital note taking and why I have decided to go digital this year. It was a bit of a change, I must admit. I started off by using the stylus and handwriting, and then quickly figured out that it doesn't really work out for me. The other benefit is that this is my keyboard that I use with my iPad. It's very, very small and thin because it folds up, which makes it very packetable for stuff like bags and stuff. Paired with iPad is pretty good. So if you want a video where I explain how this works, or how I use my OneNote, or just in-depth look at how I take notes, then let me know and I will do a video on that. I just thought I'd do a quick overview of it because I think a lot of people could benefit from digital note taking even if they don't really recognise it. If you really, really like the pen and paper method, and you don't get on with a stylus, the only other thing I could really recommend is possibly scanning, but obviously it's going to be very painful to scan every single piece of paper. Other than that, I don't know, you're really kind of stuck with just that backup, which works, but again, if you get caught out, you're kind of screwed a bit. So, hope you enjoyed the video. I will come back at some point with another video. I realise it's been a while and I apologise. Thank you for everyone that's been subscribing recently. I think I've just hit 160 subscribers, which is massive. Thank you very much. And I will see you all in the next one. Social media links in the description. Feel free to DM me or comment on this video. Any questions or whatever. Some people have done that and I've helped them the best I can. So feel free to do that. If I don't see it, because there was someone who DM'd me who I didn't realise that DM'd me on Instagram because I didn't follow them back, and I didn't see the acceptance message thing, just like comment on a picture or this video saying I've DM'd you on Instagram or whatever, and I will check it out and I'll respond as quick as I can. Okay, so thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.